Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud privilege to invite on stage Mr. Prabhu Chawla and the speaker of the third session and Ambassador Deepak Vohra as the session moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. With this, I welcome you. I, Pankaj Vij, on the behalf of CT Group of Institutions, welcome you back to the third session of Shaping Young Minds program with Mr. Prabhu Chawla, Editorial Director, the New Indian Express Group, as the speaker, and Ambassador Deepak Vohra, Special Advisor to the Prime Minister of Republic of Guinea-Bissau, as the session moderator. Who are here are requested to please be seated on their designated chairs on the stage. Ambassador Deepak Vohra is Special Advisor to the Prime Minister of Republic of Guinea-Bissau. Ambassador Deepak Vohra is from Indian Foreign Service class of 1973. Ambassador Vohra is one of India's senior-most ambassadors. He has studied at the most prestigious universities in India and overseas, including St. Stephen's College, National Defence College, Sorbonne University. His academic record is outstanding. First in school, college, and Indian Foreign Service. Also first in the training program at Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration and at Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. Ambassador Vohra taught at St. Stephen's College, Delhi from 1972 to 73. Ambassador Vohra is among India's best known and most loved television figures, as we all know. He has acted in commercial films. He has served in countries like France, Vietnam, Tunisia, United States, Nigeria, Cameroon, Benin, Chad, Malaysia, Papua New Guinea, Spain, Armenia, Georgia, Sudan, Poland, and Lithuania, to name a few. He has been in Indian delegation to several international conferences. He was officer on special duty to technical advisor to the Prime Minister of India. Ambassador Vohra has spent 2 years with SYMP International, the world's largest NGO dealing with sanitation. He is the only Indian official with experience in academics, governmental and NGO sectors. He has specialized in developmental issues of emerging nations. Helping nations overcome poverty is his passion. Ladies and gentlemen, in October 2005, Armenia awarded him a gold medal for his contribution to the Armenian agriculture and named a school after him. Sudan gave him its highest civilian honor. He has vast international experience, having represented India at several conferences. He is on advisory board of several top universities in India and lectures regularly to national and international audience. He was an advisor to South Sudan in July 2011, and in April 2013, Ambassador Deepak Vohra was appointed Special Advisor to the Prime Minister of Republic of Guinea-Bissau. Ambassador Vohra speaks French, Spanish, Vietnamese, Arabic, Bahasa Malaw, Hausa, Motu, and Armenian fluently. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce Ambassador Deepak Vohra. I now hand over the proceedings to Ambassador Deepak Vohra and request him to introduce Mr. Prabhu Chawla and take the program forward. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. क्योंकि मैं अंग्रेजी सही प्रकार से नहीं बोल पाता, ना पंजाबी ना हिंदी, तीनों को मिला के बातचीत करेंगे आपसे. If you permit, Mr. Chawla. We are delighted to welcome Prabhu Chawla, an outstanding son of India. And I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you, Mr. Chani. I'm very pleased to see Kalsi Sir, Professor, the other senior members of the faculty. The idea to bring Mr. Chawla here fits with the intention to shape young minds. If there is any award in journalism that Prabhu Chawla has not won, that award is not worth winning. He has worked in senior positions in India's leading print magazines. We may not agree with everything he writes, लेकिन हमें कोई doubt नहीं है about his intellectual honesty, his credibility, and his ability to express his ideas clearly. आप लोग कुछ देर पहले सुन रहे थे, अपने अंदर देखिए, दुनिया को आप नहीं बदल सकते, मेरी बात मानिए, आप दुनिया को बदल सकते हैं। पिछले 100 साल में जितना परिवर्तन हमारी इस धरती पर हुआ है, 2000 साल उससे पहले नहीं हो पाया। The pace of change is increasing. And today we are witnessing two spectacular trends on our planet. Number one, for the first time in human history, the number of rich people in the world is more than half the total population of our planet. Secondly, for the first time, the 90% of our planet, its people, who were being directed, ruled, and guided by the 10% population of the so-called developed countries, are now saying, enough, we wish to control our own destiny. भविष्य में क्या होगा, कोई नहीं जानता, लेकिन हम देख सकते हैं where new opportunities will arise. Globalization, sharing of wealth, sharing of the benefits of development, वो सब आप कर सकते हैं. Spot the opportunity wherever you find it. You are being trained in one of the finest academic institutions in the world. कई बार हमसे कहते थे कि ये डैम, ये सड़क, ये इमारत गोरे ने बनाई है, जो करता है वो ठीक ही करता होगा। लेकिन आज हम सवाल उठाते हैं कि भविष्य में जो इमारत भारतीय बनाएगा वो सही करेगा। Most recently, again, as far as your own country is concerned, we've had two spectacular achievements. Mr. Chawla is witness to both. एक मंगलयान, लाल प्लैनेट पे जो आपका स्पेसक्राफ्ट जा रहा है, you don't realize the amount of hard work and dedication that went into it by our scientists. And second, when I was posted in the United States in the mid-80s, उन्होंने हमें क्रायोजेनिक टेक्नोलॉजी जो फ्यूल यूज करते हैं वेरी लो टेम्परेचर देने से इनकार कर दिया। 90s में our own cryogenic engine and launched it with a rate of success, with an element of success, with a percentage of success that no other country has achieved on its very first. So I urge all of you who are here, that belongs to Prabhu Chawla, a very sharp intellect and a very broad range of experience, a very wide horizon, a huge canvas that he has under his belt. Our intention today is to stimulate you to think कि जब मैं इस यूनिवर्सिटी को छोड़ के जाऊंगा तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? Is it nanotechnology? Is it logistics management? Is it anything to do with globalization? Or shall I just sit, हाथ पे हाथ धरे and say, हाय मर गया, मैं तो कुछ नहीं कर सकता? बचपन में एक गीत था, मुझे हमेशा, दो गीत थे जो हमेशा से मुझे मेरा मार्गदर्शन करते रहे हैं। एक, नन्हे मुन्ने बच्चे तेरी मुट्ठी में क्या है, मुट्ठी में है तकदीर हमारी, हमने किस्मत को बस में किया है। और दूसरा रविंद्रनाथ ठाकुर का, जदि तो रिडक्शन नाश्य तभी एक्टला चलो, कोई नहीं आता तुम्हारे साथ, अकेले चलो। स्वामी विवेकानंद, keep your mind focused on your goal, single-minded dedication, जो करना है करो, जो लड़ना है लड़ो, और अगर करोगे ऐसा, कामयाबी खुद ब खुद आपके पास आएगी। Mr. Chawla, you are the speaker. You will take the questions. I will only moderate the discussion. पूरे सवाल पूछिए इनसे, वापस मत जाने दीजिए। हमने टिकट दिया इनका आने जाने। पूछिए सवाल। Over to you, Prabhu Chawla.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you, AIMA, for inviting me here. एक इतने लंबे आदमी के सामने छोटा आदमी बोले तो बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है. Deepak is very tall, must be 6+. I hope 6 inches 2 inches, 6 feet 2 inches. I am only 5'7". तो 5 इंच का फर्क है. So keep that in mind that I may be 5 inches lower than intellect than he is.
That's not true.
Anyway, let's go. And he has been our outstanding officer in the foreign service. I've been watching him since the day he joined service, and he is one of the most outstanding, outspoken bureaucrats we have ever come across. I think we must welcome him here once again. That is. AIMA के बहुत जगह मैंने भाषण किए हैं. It must be my 10th or 11th lecture all over the country. They have been so kind to me. They invite me to do frank talk with everybody, everywhere from Trivandrum to Jalandhar. I have been there. What do I speak on? I have been a teacher. I started my profession as a teacher in 1968 in Delhi University. First, I must introduce myself because I was an accidental teacher. Because I was not a regular student running through school or a college. I was a refugee from West Pakistan. जिसको डेरा गाजी गान कहते हैं. I was 1 year old. With my 7 brothers and sisters, we came back here, and my life started from this city itself. I lived in refugee camp in Jalandhar for 2 years when I was only 1 year old, 1 and 3 years. So Jalandhar had some, I don't remember what happened, but Jalandhar was a refugee camp. My father had come earlier because he was a businessman. He had come across to this part of India for doing some business. We couldn't meet him for the next 2 years. He found us only in refugee camp. We were all living in one tent. I don't remember, I was told that we were living in one tent. From there we were moved again as refugee camp to Agra, where I did my schooling, if you call it. It was just a 2-room school in a municipal corporation in Agra. In a refugee camp, there I went to school, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. 4th. So I was little, तुम्हारा नाम गलत रख दिया, तुम्हारी माँ ने तुम शरारती आदमी, तुम्हारा नाम प्रभु क्यों रखा? मैंने कहा उसका पता होगा कि मैं छेड़छाड़ करूंगा, लोगों को तंग करूंगा, तो मेरा नाम लेकर के लोग खुश हो जाएंगे, चलो भगवान का नाम लिया तो मेरे को माफी हो जाएगी. He was so impressed with my study that he promoted me from 3rd class to 5th class in Manila, class 2. Then my father got some money from the government of India because they were liberal with rich people and miser with poor people. जो लाहौर के लोग रहते थे उनके लिए तो बड़े बड़े बंगलों दे दिए देश दिल्ली के अंदर उन्होंने. जो हम डेरा गाजी खान जहाँ पर आजकल सारे LAD और अल-कायदा के लोग रहते हैं, वहाँ से हम आए थे. उन लोगों को छोटे छोटे कमरे 50-50 गज के कमरे दे दिए. तो उसके बाद जब पैसे देने की बात आई रिहेबिलिटेशन स्कीम के अंदर, तो वी वर गिवन ओनली 5,000 rupees to rehabilitate ourselves. A family of 8 members was given only 5,000 rupees to set up a business in 1954. My father couldn't set up a business. My elder brother and I was in the school. He was a trader. He was 80 years old. He used to sell vegetables as a hawker in the refugee colony. But somehow we got some money. My father was working with some private shopkeeper, making some money. He was living in Palwal, which is about 50 kilometers from Agra. And we were staying in Agra. in a school. But when we got 5,000 rupees, we set up a ration shop in Delhi. I'm telling my story because how the struggle happened, because all of us go through the struggle. So I came to Delhi. I was admitted again in a corporation school in 6th class in some Bogle, which is near Jalandhar, everybody is aware of that. 6, 7 and 8, I used to sit in the shop after school. There was no, we were living in one room apartment, 7 of us. 2 sisters got married late. My elder brother meanwhile got a job as a clerk somewhere in Madhya Pradesh. So I was sitting in the shop doing privately Punjab metric at that time. I don't know if you are aware or not. There used to be Punjab metric. कि पंजाब से आप मैट्रिक करिए घर में बैठ करके. So I did my Punjab metric sitting at the shop. थोड़े नंबर कमाए. Then we had little money. We bought some kind of a 50-meter plot, which was also part of the slum in JMA area in Delhi, where nobody used to live. There was no electricity, there was no power, there was no sewage. But there was one room apartment we bought for 5,000 rupees. And I shifted there. And from there I used to go to Ghaziabad as intermediate college. पढ़ाई लिखाई की ट्रेन में गए, पैसे नहीं थे. First trouser I got when my brother got married. First pair of shoes I got married when he got married. I used to go in a pajama, in a rubber chappal, V-shape की चप्पल आती थी उस जमाने में रबड़ की, जो टूट जाती थी, हम नीचे से पिन लगा देते थे, पहन लेते थे. But I had a complete something in my mind that why I am going through this kind of a torture in poverty. Is it my mistake that I was born in a poorer family or a refugee family? And others who were going to good schools and good colleges, were they lucky enough to be born in a good family? So gap between rich and poor was also reflected in the kind of education which I was getting. I couldn't afford to go to a good school. Some people could go to good school. So there was some kind of a problem within my mind working from the day one when I went to a corporation school, कि ये क्या है? Because there was a good school, some public school in Agra, where student बच्चे मेरी उम्र के आते थे, अच्छे बैठ करके अच्छी टाई वाई पहन के, निकर अच्छी पहन के, स्वेटर पहन करके आते थे और मैं दूसरे स्कूल के अंदर मेरे को उठा के ले आते थे स्कूल से. मैं देखता. Only thing was that I can do better than them if I work harder and study hard. For that you must have a good education. The students from St. Stephen College, from there Mr. Deepak comes, hopefully he comes from St. Stephen College. I couldn't go to St. Stephen College because I couldn't afford a college. First, I didn't have that kind of English-speaking background or pedigree, so that I could go to St. Stephen College. But what happened? I did intermediate from Ghaziabad. I had no English background. I couldn't speak English, I couldn't write English. But somehow I got good marks in intermediate, which made me qualified to divide my grade in economics honors second year directly. It was English medium. I had studied only Hindi. English आती नहीं थी. यहाँ देखते थे क्या होगा तो, but there was some kind of an urge in me that I have to do something because I was only given the opportunity of studying in the college. My elder brother couldn't go to college. My second elder brother was elder than me, couldn't go to college. My father told me, बेटा मैं तुम्हारे ऊपर पैसे खर्च कर रहा हूँ, कुछ बन के दिखाना. मैंने कहा बन के कहाँ से दिखाऊंगा जब मैं पढ़ाई नहीं की थी स्कूल के अंदर, तो क्या करूँगा मैं जाकर? So I got admission into Deshbandhu College with a competitive spirit in myself that I have to be at least better than the best in my own class. It was not a good college, so everybody was the best. And जैसे होता है ना कि मैं फर्स्ट आया, सेकंड आया, कितने कैसे आया कि क्लास में 2 ही लोग थे, एक फर्स्ट आया, सेकंड आया. तो देशबंधु कॉलेज में इसी तरह के लोग थे, एवरेज किस्म के लोग थे, उसमें मैं भी अच्छा था. That time I didn't have any car or a scooter. I used to get into a bus from Jilmil Colony, which was one of the slum areas in Transformer area, and go in a bus in the morning to Deshbandhu College, waiting at the bus stand, fashionable girls and boys gossiping with each other, going to the coffee shop, and I am watching like this. When will I do? ठीक है, तकलीफ होती थी जरूर. किसी लड़की के ऊपर नजर पड़ गई, देखते थे उसको, सही लगता है थप्पड़ मार देगी. जब गलती से कैंपस में चले जाते हैं, दीपक वोहरा जैसे लोग जो हैं अपने कैंपस में बैठे हुए कॉफी हाउस में अच्छी अच्छी लड़कियों के साथ गप्पे मार रहे हैं। तो मेरा क्या कसूर है? दीपक वोहरा अच्छी फैमिली में पैदा हुए, अच्छे काम किए, अच्छे पढ़े, सिविल कॉलेज पढ़ते हैं। मैं देख रहा हूँ कि मेरी तरफ कोई देखता नहीं है, बिकॉज आई एम वेयरिंग ए पैंट विच इज ऑफ ए पिंक कलर और सम ब्लू कलर और सम अदर कलर, जो मैच बिटवीन शर्ट एंड ब्लू। तो ठीक है, हमारे भी दिन आएंगे। तो इस बात में कि मेरे भी दिन आएंगे, दैट वाज वर्किंग इन माय माइंड। तो बी ऑनर्स मैंने किया, उसके बाद अच्छे नंबर आ गए, तो मेरे को दिल्ली स्कूल इकोनॉमिक्स में जाके एडमिशन मिल गया। दिल्ली स्कूल में अच्छे इनके कॉलेज के सामने था बिल्कुल। एडमिशन मैंने किसी और कॉलेज में लिया। हमारी क्लासेस पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन की सारी दिल्ली स्कूल इकोनॉमिक्स से लिखती हैं, जहां पर पढ़ाने वालों में से लोग कौन कौन थे? अमर्त्य सेन और कौन? डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह, जो आज हमारे प्रधानमंत्री हैं। He was my teacher. Amartya Sen ने Nobel got it now. But the question is, don't blame Dr. Manmohan Singh whatever the weaknesses I have got. Give him credit for whatever good things I am doing in life, because I don't know what is his reputation these days. तो दिल्ली इकोनॉमिक्स में हम पढ़ गए। उसके बाद जैसे ही किया, आई वॉज द यंगेस्ट लेक्चरर इन दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी एट द एज ऑफ 20.5। तो दैट इज हाउ माई लाइफ बिगेन। कि लेक्चरर में बन गया, गेटिंग 440 रुपीज सैलरी एट दैट टाइम इट यूज्ड टू बी। असिस्टेंट लेक्चरर बनाते थे उस जमाने में, पहले देयर वाज नो लेक्चरशिप। So I started my lectureship as assistant lecturer teaching assignment in Amsterdam College. Later on, I went to different college as a permanent. But life would have a different turn for me. I joined lecturership because I wanted some money, because I was given that job. वैसे मैंने एक जगह रेलवे के अंदर सर्विस के लिए अप्लाई किया था, यूडीसी के लिए, राइट, जो अपर डिवीजन क्लर्क होते थे जमाने में। तो जब बीए पास किया तो आई अप्लाइड फॉर यूडीसी पोस्ट। मैं पास हो गया उसमें। उन्होंने मेरे को जबलपुर में पोस्ट कर दिया। मैंने कहा एमए हो गया यार, यूडीसी बन के आई गो जबलपुर। मीनवाइल लकीली मेरे को लेक्चरशिप मिल गया, आई ज्वाइन। So my life changed, my attitude changed, that I have achieved something which none of my family members could achieve, none of my people who are working with me could achieve, because I have been studying. But I was not one of the best. Even in MA, आपने नाम सुना होगा डॉक्टर गोविंद सिंह आलूवालिया का, जो आजकल प्लानिंग कमीशन चेयरमैन है। He was 1 year senior to us. His wife Isha Jani. So I'm feeling that now what I wanted to be, the people in St. Stephen College can reach somewhere. Why can't I reach? एक मिशन बना दिया, which you can say is a negative approach, but that was my way of thinking, that I would see that people who are coming from elite institutions should also work under me. कैसे काम करेंगे? उनकी they have a upper lip kind of situation. So I became a lecturer by mistake, because I was some kind of a rebel in the system. सोसाइटी में रेबल था, क्योंकि मेरे साथ बहुत अन्याय हुआ है, मेरे को अच्छी एजुकेशन नहीं मिली है, बड़े घर के लोग मेरे से बात नहीं करते हैं, आई एम ए सोशल आउटकास्ट, देयरफॉर आई मस्ट बिकम समथिंग सो दैट आई बिकम पार्ट ऑफ द सोसाइटी. So I thought that way. So I joined some kind of a student politics. 5-6 साल पढ़ाया अच्छी तरह, जितना पढ़ाना आता था उतना पढ़ाया. उसके बाद I became a student leader. विद्यार्थी परिषद नाम की एक संस्था जो आप सुना होगा, which was affiliated to RSS. I became the president of that because no choice of me. किसी ने एक RSS के वर्कर ने आया कि आप बन जाइए, मैं बन गया. लीडर बनने का शौक था मेरे को. I had no connection with them, but I joined them. I became the president of the student union. फिर लगा कि I must fight the system, must prove that I am also capable of doing something. तो एक चल रहा था पिछले जमाने की, मेरे साथ अन्याय हुआ है, इसलिए मेरे को कुछ करके दिखाना है, ना कि अपने लिए, बाकी के लिए भी करके दिखाना है. तो थीम आई एम ट्राइंग टू डेवलप इज दैट इफ यू आर क्लियर इन योर मोटिव, इफ यू आर क्लियर इन योर मिशन, देन यू विल बी एबल टू अचीव इट इफ यू फॉलो द राइट मेथड्स. तो आई जॉइन्ड पॉलिटिक्स. एजुकेशन गिराया बहुत बार. 1974 में मिस्टर जेटली नाउ हु इज द लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन, he was a Naxalite. Nobody knows about that. He used to study in Shriram College, used to flirt with the girls from Miranda House. And Deepak Vohra from Stephen also used to flirt with the Miranda house girl. So this was some kind of a thing happening there. And Mr. Jaitley became, I wooed him, brought him into Vidyarthi Parishad. He thought that I gave him the ticket, he contested the Delhi University election. I took on my scooter, which scooter was given by Vidyarthi Parishad, I was driving the scooter. So we made somebody else as president of the student union. He became the vice president. Shriram Khanna, who was the professor at Head Department of Commerce, Delhi University, now he became the president of the student union. We started agitation, democratizing of the universities. I thought I must be noticed. So Vice Chancellor Dr. Sarup Singh, who became Kerala governor later on, he was the Vice Chancellor. He rusticated him from the college, his university. I got an opportunity to teach a lesson to the Vice Chancellor as well. We closed the university for 74 days. It never happened in the history of Delhi University. The university was closed for 74 days in a stretch. Idea was to score some kind of a point that if we are collective leadership, we can fight any system. जो आपने आज किया है, हमने 74 में किया है. 10,000 students we gathered on the campus. I don't know whether Deepak was there at that time or not. 10,000 people. After that, Jayaprakash Narayan first time came to Delhi University in the campus chowk, Ramdas College and Jalandhar College chowk, that was used to call. 15,000 students हमने इकट्ठे कर दिए. Then once emergency started, that was the turning point in my life. Because changed my whole system again. Police went after me. 25th of June, when the emergency was imposed, I was not at home. I was at Arun Jaitley's house. He was president at that time. He had become the next year president. हमने कहा कुछ पता ही था हमारे को. रामलीला मैदान में मीटिंग हुई, जयप्रकाश नारायण ने एड्रेस किया उसको 23rd of June. We went home. जेटली ने कहा कि यहीं सो जाओ, मेरे घर में मैं सो गया. Police didn't come to his house. They went to my house in Tarjim में. They didn't find me. So both of us decided emergency होगा, क्या पता नहीं क्या होता. Both of us drove down to Delhi University, burned the FAG of Mrs. Gandhi. Police was after both of us. Jaitley couldn't run, I ran away. He was arrested, he became political leader. I was not arrested, I became a journalist. I don't know who is better off, I don't know. So I became journalist in the process because I was not arrested. I got engaged. Before that, on 15th of June, 1 week before that, I selected a girl. Because before that, 2 girls had rejected me already. And this girl, luckily or unluckily for her, she selected me. And police was chasing me, I was underground. And Rajni Chawla decided, okay, she was Rajni Bahal at that time. I said, I will be arrested. She said, so what? I'll stay with you as long as you are alive. So we got married in October, went for a honeymoon to Shimla, came back and arrested again. But I was put in jail for 1 day because she belonged to the Congress family, so she wanted me to sign a statement. I support 20-point program of Mrs. Gandhi. Chala diya Vidyarthi Parishad, the ex-president says I support 20-point program. But I lost my freedom. I started writing on the newspapers. Because I was a student of economics, I knew how to present figures. Therefore, Mr. Arun Puri saw my articles appearing in Statesman, Hindustan Times, Times of India. I had learnt English by that time, workable English. So I started writing for various newspapers. Reason was that I wanted some more money. My younger sister started making more money. And one day Mr. Arun Puri, who was the editor-in-chief of India Today, an owner, he called me, would you work for us? I said, no. I said, why? I said, you sack me any day. I am a lecturer in Delhi University. I don't go to the college because I am a leader and I collect my salary every month. That is what is happening even now. 40% of the teachers in Delhi University don't teach. They collect the salary every month. He said, okay, you start writing for us. My mission was there, okay, I have become a journalist, I am known, people are talking about me. If somebody asks me why did you join journalism, if I say, nahi, maine desh seva ke liye kiya hai, public interest ke liye, I'll bunkum. I joined journalism only to make more money, that's all. And get a fame. So he gave me a job. I said, I will work part-time for you. So I was getting some money. With that, I got my sister married. After that, I told him, I am willing to join him. I joined Jalandhar. But motive was very clear. That through Jalandhar must prove that I fear none, I favor none. That was the motto at that time. It continues to be even now. But mission was very clear. Mr. Puri asked me, why you want to join journalism now, when you are about 30. You are joining, leaving it, as you told me earlier that you don't want to quit a permanent job. Now you are willing to quit it because I am offering you more money. What will you do? What is your objective? I said, my objective is very clear. I want to replace you. I said, what? I am the owner, you replace me. I told him very clearly, if you don't grow, how would allow others to grow? You don't want to be stuck in one post. आजकल की नेता क्या होते हैं? In your own job. आप managers हैं, you are the budding manager. Whatever job you are given, you must become redundant in that job that you have finished what you are given. That means you don't promise what you can't deliver. Don't promise which you can't deliver, but must deliver more than what you have promised. Within 6 years, I became senior editor of Indian Express. And at the age of 41, I became editor of Indian Express, undivided Indian Express. At the age of 45, I was back as editor of Indian Express. So what I told Arun Puri when I joined in 78, that I replaced you, I replaced him as editor. So proud of what work you are doing, you cannot grow, you cannot work for the society. जब आप अपने लिए काम नहीं कर सकते तो सोसाइटी के लिए काम क्या करेंगे आप? बट अपने लिए काम का मतलब ये है, it should not hurt anybody else. We broke stories after stories. I must, because of one story, maybe half a dozen chief ministers resigned. Even the first time in the India's history, or maybe perhaps in the world history, that a government, central government, prime minister of a country had to resign because of a story. I got hold of a Joint Commission report in 1997. I went to Mr. Gujral, who was an old friend of mine. I have got this report. I'll publish it. You will lose your job. Please explain what you are planning to do. You must do something. Tell me what. इधर छोड़ो यार. पंजाबी बोला मेरे को. छोड़ो यार चावला. तू तो आगे से आदमी है. जो लिखना लिख दे. मेरा क्यों होना है? ठीक है. I published a report. Within 15 days he had to resign. He lost it. I was not afraid of the Prime Minister. I was doing for my thing. After that, so many encounters I can explain because I am writing a book, so I cannot discuss many things. But purpose was that you must say what you want to say. Don't be politically correct all the time. तुम भी ठीक हो, वो भी ठीक है, मैं तो गलत हूँ. If philosophy chairman, you might learn something else. Don't forget that you should be committed to your principles first. And what you want to achieve, your mission, कि मैं यहाँ बैठा हूँ सीढ़ी पे, यहाँ से वहाँ पहुँचना है, कैसे पहुँचना है. In that process, you must question the system. What is happening now? There is a book or there is a picture. Yes, Minister type. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have stopped asking questions. So I urge you that every stage you must ask questions whatever decision being taken by your organization. अगर आपका बॉस आपको कहता है कि ये करिए, ये नहीं, yes sir. क्योंकि कई Vohra is here, I know very highly experience of that. उधर से सेक्रेटरी का फोन आता है, मिनिस्टर का फोन आता है, हाँ जी ये कर दीजिए, yes sir. Well, ask question. Why sir? Why sir करोगे? ट्रांसफर हो जाएगी. So you must ask questions, you must do what you are asked to do, because ultimately you have to follow the discipline of the organization. As they say, if the kitchen is too hot for you, get out of it. अगर पसंद नहीं है तो छोड़ दीजिए आप. Although as long you are there in that organization, you must ask question, why? Why now? What next? And how? कोई नहीं सवाल पूछता. Everything in economic policies, in whatever policies, what is happening, it is a phenomenon which all of us we are discussing. Arvind Kejriwal understood that phenomenon. He is asking questions. He is raising questions and following the thing. For example, somebody was asking me a question, I told him that what is this phenomenon? Because I told him, because all the national party and regional parties have become like a Khandani parties, like mafia party, like Mahabali party. लाइक उसके अंदर ये है कि मठाधीशों की पार्टी बन गई है, हर जगह मठाधीश बैठे हैं, वो कहता है एक कैंडिडेट मेरा, दूसरा इसका, सब कलेक्टिव बन के कोalition बना लेते हैं। नए लोग आ नहीं सकते पॉलिटिक्स के अंदर, आप मुझे ट्राई करके देख लीजिए। Therefore, Arvind Kejriwal realized that there was a whole bunch of people who were committed to idealism, who had no other work, they want to fight the system. He opened up, line lag jayegi. He didn't know anybody out of 28 MLAs who have won election. He had not met 7 of them. He didn't know by name. किसी नाम देके इसको लड़ा दो, लड़कियों बेचारी बिरला लड़ गई इलेक्शन, उसको मिला भी जीत गई. So therefore you must have the capacity, one, ask question, second, listen to others. Because those people don't listen these times. They जो मैंने कह दिया, psychopathy is the only virtue of this society. If you are a psychopath, you will grow. If you are not a psychopath, you will not grow. If you are a rebel, you will be crushed. Because control is in the hands of those people who have never come from the grassroots or who have inherited property. Inherited business. So I will tell you, because I don't have enough time here, but I will tell you one thing, that you must think you are the best. And you can defeat the world. If you don't think you are the best, you will be the worst if you will not be the best. The question arises here that I am the present, I am the future, I am the follower, I am the leader. If you take these 4 principles, then everything comes into it. These 4 qualities will discuss with you that what you want to do, because you have to run the future in this country. I am history, I am past, I am not even present. तो जो कहते हैं ना, इकबाल का शेर कहते हैं, खुद ही को कार बुलंद इतना, हर एक तकदीर से पहले बंदा खुदा बंदे थे खुद पूछे, बता तेरी होता क्या है. You become yourself big. When people ask you, that's what you have to do. Thank you.
Before I give the concluding remarks for the end of this session, before we conclude that, you have just listened to the story and struggle of an outstanding son of India. I think we show our appreciation by rising where we sit to applaud Prabhu Chawla. Thank you very much. What you've heard Mr. Chawla talk about, his prescription for success. Daro mat, be fearless. Atmavishwas, self-confidence. Sawal पूछिए, don't be afraid to question. और मैं आपको बताता हूँ, during my career as a foreign service officer, we were scared of him. कि अगर कुछ गलत कदम उठाएंगे, पता नहीं क्या लिख देगा बेचारा. बहुत डरते थे हम इनसे. But we also respected and admired his intellectual honesty. और आज आपने एक कहानी सुनी है, which is an inspiration for all of us. किस तरह से you can overcome your circumstances, provided you have the commitment and a sense of mission. That's the word that you use, a sense of mission. मैं किसी से डरता नहीं हूँ, मैं किसी का मोहताज नहीं. Without fear or favor. Make that your guiding principle. Today Mr. Chawla spoke from the heart. दिल से उम्मीद करता हूं कि आप सबको जो भी इन्होंने कहा पूरी तरह से आप उसे समझ पाए. Internalize it. Mr. Chawla was quite right. I come from a privileged background. I didn't have to struggle like he did. But that is why he is a greater human being than I can ever be. Ladies and gentlemen, if there are any questions, perhaps our panelists would like to ask a few questions. Is there anyone here? पूछिए सवाल. वो आपको आगे ये हिंदुस्तान का बना हुआ माइक्रोफोन है, चाइना में नहीं बना, काम करेगा.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Akanksha Bhandari and I'm from the Institute of Engineering and Technology. When it comes to you, there is a huge list of questions, but keeping a few, the single question that you just shared, that you belonged from a family where you were not having that much privileges. But today we see, despite of people having so many privileges with them, they are not focused. So what would you give them a message so that they continuously remain focused and have the similar urge to grow that you had with you?
This is a good question because I see in my own home by my elder son, I went through the same thing. Because one problem which is a frivolous thing, because he wanted, when he went to a college, he wanted to buy a motorbike. I said, "Padhte nahi ho, motorbike kya karo?" He said, but then he wanted a car because I got him a law student because he's not a good study. He studies in arts and humanities. So I put him in a law college and he's earning more than me now. That's a different issue. But he told me one thing, "Papa, मेरे को गाड़ी ले दो या मोटरसाइकिल ले दो." मैंने कहा मेरे पास तो साइकिल नहीं थी. What was the reply? I'm just giving you. When he was only 17-year-old. He said, "Papa, if your father couldn't afford a motorcycle, why should I suffer because of that?" So he is focused because ultimately it is the child who has to do it. I blame parents for this because parents are not focused themselves. I'm sorry to say that parents don't know what they leave it to children because it's the influence of Western education. Where Americans say, "Let the child go himself, we will not guide him." But you have to focus in terms, first you must internalize it, Mr. Vohra said rightly, correctly, but you must try what you are good at and go to develop that kind of, like Sanjay is coming next week, because everybody wants to become doctor. People think fashion technology is not good, and having some kind of chef in a hotel is not good. No. You can be focused only when you know what you are good at. And I'm sure every child knows that he can do this and he cannot do that. If you want to compete with a friend of yours who is a pilot and you don't know how to even drive a car, you can't become a pilot. So I would say that all of you must see what is good for you. Don't bother about what society will say. If you want to become a car mechanic or car engineer, become it. In my younger days, I was sitting with my brother-in-law's shop and puncture cycle में लगाने का काम मैंने किया है. But focus तभी होगा जब बच्चा, क्योंकि you are now seeing, you are lucky that you have got much more information system now. Your internet, your TV, your newspaper. We didn't have all that. So I think focusing के लिए you had to choose your own mission. I said the same thing. I chose my mission कि मैं एक दिन बेटा बड़ा नाम करेगा. उस तरह का नारा जो है ना, मैंने अपने दिन को पापा ने कहा तुम करके दिखाओगे, मैंने कहा हाँ पापा जरूर करके दिखाऊंगा. But he didn't live to see me where I am today. He died at the age of 54 and I was a student in the college. But the question is, I was very focused that I have to do something which others could not do. So focusing has to be done by you, what you think you can do, and forget about what others think. Tell your father, parents, I want to become this, and go about it.
Thank you. I trust your question is answered, that you have to have single-minded focus, a sense of mission, purpose and commitment, and you can achieve what you might not think possible. Mr. Chawla has talked about what we now refer to as disruptive technologies, disruptive ideas. Sometimes people say destructive ideas, but out of that destruction comes creation. So this is what I would strongly urge. किसी चीज से मत डरो, डरना है तो डर से डरो. और किसी चीज से नहीं. Any other questions from the audience? How हो गया? हो गया.
You have mentioned in your speech that there are so many regional and national parties and mushroom is coming up. What do you see the future of our country and future of this democracy in India?
With so many political parties, the question is, what is the future of democracy?
Like a journalist, what you see the future of our country and future of democracy in India?
भाई क्या शेर कहते हैं, कुछ बात है एक शेर है उसके अंदर, हिंदुस्तान के अंदर कुछ ऐसी चीज है which keeps it united. I will tell you why in such a diversified country, unity in diversity, India's future is great. I must tell you, there is not a single country in the world which has so many languages, so many religions, so many caste leaders. Still, when it comes to national consensus, they all get together to defeat anything which is from outside attack on us. So I would say future of India is great in the sense that all of you must ask questions now. Because you should not become followers. You must lead the leaders now rather than being led by them. That is the only thing I want. Because earlier you were followers of Congress, BJP, this and that. It should not be a permanent followership now. You must become a social, every individual should become a pressure group on a society. For example, roads नहीं बन रही हैं आपकी, 10 लोग इकट्ठे होकर जाइए, धरना दीजिए आप। मैं देख रहा हूँ सड़कें सारी खराब है, हम लोग भी यहाँ सड़क टूटी हुई चले जाते हैं। AIMA IAS ऑफिसर वो कहते हैं कि क्या एनक्रोचमेंट हो गया, एनक्रोचमेंट तुम रोज सड़क से रोज जाते हो, मिनिस्टर भी जा रहा है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर भी जा रहा है, प्रेसिडेंट भी जा रहा है, उनको दिखाई नहीं देता लेफ्ट राइट, सीधा दिखते रहते हैं। So you must be watchdog of the society. But I must tell you that India is united. Russia टूट गया, आपने देख लिया, बाकी कंट्रीज टूटने के कार के ऊपर है, परंतु हमारे ऊपर कुछ न कुछ ऐसा है जो हमारी हस्ती मिटा नहीं सकती। बात है
बहुत कुछ बुरा देखा फिर भी दिल है हिंदुस्तानी। Any questions more from the right side before we give a chance to the leftists?
Good afternoon, sir, and first of all, thank you so much for gracing this occasion with your presence. This is Kristen Hera from City Institute. Sir, the question I wanted to ask, sir, I had already asked, but I have another question that what change do you wish to bring in today's generation? Thank you.
Good question, but very good question. What change I want in this generation, because I want this generation to enjoy life, but don't forget their duties. That is what this generation is more interested in making quick bucks, enjoy their life. They must enjoy their freedom because they should be doing it. But they should not lose sight of their mission. Again, I am coming back to you. Same word again, because mission is the first word, because that is what I have followed and I have been successful. The new generation must work towards their mission. At the same time, enjoy, party all the time, but also do hard work. That is our mission.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll take one question from here and then perhaps one more from the audience and we'll stop there. You can have an election between yourselves, but another 4 minutes.
So, before asking questions from you, I want to touch the feet.
जाइए बेटा, आइए, please come. ये हमारी परंपरा है।
मेरे यहाँ जो हैं, जो लड़कियाँ या बेटियाँ होती हैं, वो दुर्गा समान होती हैं, उनसे पैर छुड़वाते नहीं हैं, उनके पैर छूते हैं। हमारे यहाँ
Sir, I'm a big fan of yours. Sir, आपका बोलने का तरीका, आपका कॉन्फिडेंस। सर, एक क्वेश्चन मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ, हर एक की लाइफ में बहुत सारे फेलियर्स होते हैं और आपकी लाइफ में भी काफ़ी आए। सर, आपने क्या मंत्र अपनाया कि आपको फेलियर टाइम को आप ओवरकम कर सकें?
कि जो आप disappointments that he's had and failures, what is his mantra for success?
दोनों माइंड I believe in nature. जैसे कहते हैं कि रात के बाद सुबह आती है, चांद के बाद सूरज आता है, तो मैं इसमें विश्वास रखता हूँ कि जब अच्छे दिन आते हैं तो बुरे भी आते हैं, जो पहले से even what goes up comes down as well. तो once you believe in the nature law, that एक बुराई आएगी, क्योंकि मौसम जब 4 किस्म के हैं इंडिया के अंदर, तो लाइफ आपकी एक किस्म की कैसे हो सकती है? तो you have to suffer, जैसे जुकाम हो जाता है सर्दियों में, तो आप तो ठीक हो जाते हैं ना उसके बाद। गर्मियों में आपको पसीना आता है, बुखार आ जाता है, ठीक हो जाते हैं। You must believe that okay, this failure is there, why it is there. अगर आपको जुकाम हुआ, तो कपड़े कम पहने थे, अगली बार कपड़े ज़्यादा पहने। You must identify the problem which led to the failure. We should not ignore the failure as a failure. You must analyze it, introspect it, and don't repeat the mistake which led to the failure. And don't lose temper, don't lose friends. Because those who bring friends don't let the people down if they are in power. But on the whole thing, you must not let your mistake go unnoticed. इसलिए आप जैसे डायग्नोज हमारे यहाँ क्या होता है, लोग ज़्यादा डेथ क्यों होती है कि हमारे यहाँ प्री जो हेल्थ केयर नहीं है, इसलिए ज़्यादा मर जाता है, कैंसर पता लगता है, हार्ट अटैक पता लगता है जब हो जाता है. You must anticipate failures and try to prevent them. So it is better to take failure in the stride, because तुम्हारे में गलती है, उसको सुधारना है. अगर आप सुधारो नहीं तो फिर फेल हो जाओ.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chawla. To anticipate your failures, I think we have just one more question now. And if we are ready for this question, yes, I think our next guest is here. But may I say that we give the floor to another outstanding Indian whose own story is the stuff that legends are made of. May I invite Shri Charanjit Singh Channi to ask the last question, and we give you a chance to talk to him after this.
हिंदी की बोलना ना
बोल पंजाबी रहे हो तो हिंदी बोल रहे
हेलो क्योंकि इतने लोअर मिडिल क्लास अपर मिडिल क्लास एंड अपर क्लास की गलबात की मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਾਵਰਟੀ ਲਾਈਨ ਤੋਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਹੈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਮਾਜ ਬਾਰੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦਿਓਗੇ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਕਲਾਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹੁੰਚਣ ਲਈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਸਟਰਗਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਏਗਾ ਤੇ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਣਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਟਿਪਸ ਦੇਣੇ ਪੈਣਗੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਵੀ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏਗੀ
बिल्कुल सवाल थोड़ा ठीक है. आई एम प्राउड टू सी स्ट्रगल. तो ये सवाल उठाया, दैट इज अ गुड क्वेश्चन. दैट poorest of the poor, because there are so many government schemes which are not. Absolutely, you are right. Then people like us who have come from that background, we must contribute, identify villages, identify slums, identify poor children, adopt them either in society or community. There are many people who are doing very good work. If you want to lift those people, I think you must ensure that government schemes are reaching them. Number two, you are contributing something out of your income every year, and see to it that these children who are in the slum, they don't get education. Our society should take care of that part of the society which has been kept out of the development story of India. ये responsibility हमारी है. यहाँ जितने लोग बैठे हैं वो ही कर सकते हैं, बाकी बाहर का
Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we thank Mr. Prabhu Chawla for his presence. We thank All India Management Association and Jalandhar Management Association for giving us the opportunity to have you here with us, Prabhu. It's been wonderful. There is a souvenir that we would like to present you. May I request Ehsanul Haq, the President of... we request Chani Sahab, the Chairman of the CD Group.
A big round of applause.
Give you
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
हाल ही में रंडा हाउस की गल हो रही सी